Hey guys, what's going on? That's why I'm up on here. Welcome back to Kingmaker. For those of you guys on Twitch, I apologize for being late. It has been a busy day. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm just going to get streaming, and we're going to keep going for the normal 2 to 4 hours, as expected. So, last we left off, we had just received the title of Baronry, and we got a little bit into things. For this stream, we are going to solve some problems, and get ourselves a new recruit. So, without further ado, let's begin. As you can tell, we've recently received our Baronry, and we did some problems to begin with, but I don't believe I got into full detail of what king-making is all about. To start with, when you're dealing with, you're managing your kingdom affairs, there are 3 things you have to look out for. At least I do believe. The first problem, well, you have to look out for problems to start with. These are going to be the problems that affect your stability. If your stability reaches to a point where you are unable to... Basically, you gotta keep your kingdom stable. That is why I suggested to micromanage this with autosaves to make sure you're succeeding. Because if you fail, things are going to get a lot worse for you. This can be a number of things, mainly rolls and whatnot, but it can be a lot. The point is, it's a lot of trouble. The next thing you have to worry about, obviously, are the, the crises. In this case, we are currently dealing with the 8-legged plague, which we can solve immediately if we travel to it. So, the second problem you're going to have to look out for is focusing on your statistics here. Now, statistics are a varied sort, but essentially what you have to look out for is just leveling up your statistics as fast as possible. And preferably what you want to do is get relations up, because I do believe there is an edict which you can use to increase your which you can increase the time of upgrading further edicts, which makes things a lot faster. So having high statistics is important, and having high ranks early on makes things a lot easier in the late game. So, making sure that's up to snuff is important. Other things can include, but are not limited to, edicts that involve rebuilding items, training, curses, etc. As we go on, I'll explain things further and give you a rough idea of what goes down. But we shouldn't need to worry about that too much. For now, though, we need to figure out what we're going to place our where we're going to place our new area. Also, we've got a very special thing I want to do after we've well, I've got plans, put simply, and you guys will get to enjoy those when they come to fruition. But I digress. Our next point of location where we want to focus the outskirts are preferably either on this right side or the left side. Considering we want an outpost, preferably closer to the western side, over in the Gnarl Marshes, we're going to probably want a post here, more than anything, because that will help in the long run. There's a reason I'm putting these in strategic places, so you'll understand soon enough, most likely. But we will place a village there for for future prospects. Now, before we continue on, we're going to do some modifications of this area. It's going to cost us a little more, of course, but, you know, that's fine. In fact, we're getting a shrine for free, now that I recall. So what we can do, we will place the shrine here and take that vantage eagerly. So that way we get some more benefits from next to the Longhouse, which I do believe is a +1 to Divine due to the monument, and a +1 to Loyalty, which is adjacent to the Longhouse. So there's many benefits that you have to look forward to, but the third problem that you have to worry about is obviously focusing on what's in your kingdom. This can run from shrines, buildings and whatnot, and they all help into making your kingdom a lot better. So right now, as a village, you don't get much. You get a very little amount of materials to work with. But in the future, in the near future, this is absolutely necessary for you. But I digress. With all these modifiers, you're basically upgrading everything and just boosting everything up to incorporate what you need to upgrade. So, let us go to Trade Guard, and we're going to upgrade some things here as well. Because there is a waterfront, we have the advantage of a pier. Unfortunately, due to all these prices, we have to worry about increased BP costs, which is the unfortunate bit. But at the same time, we're getting we've got enough BP to work with it. It's just a costly endeavor that we will have to get rid of eventually. But what we need to worry about right now is we're going to want to worry about military, community, and economics preferably. So let us focus on military to start with. We're going to want to boost that up by 4 points. Let us get the piers for more economy. We are going to want... stability should be fine as is. We don't need to get that. But we do need a smithy, though. A smithy will increase economy when next to a shop. And a shop, I do believe, requires something else. A shop requires, when adjacent to a tavern, gets you more. So what does a tavern need? A tavern will yield +1 to relations when adjacent to a longhouse, and +1 to espionage when adjacent to a barracks. So preferably, what we want to do is, I do believe we want a tavern here. We need a longhouse right next to it. Alright, we're going to want a smithy here, so we can benefit from the shop, which will go right here. We are going to want a longhouse right next to here. We want a barracks next to the tavern. And I'll go here, I guess. And you may be worried about me losing all this BP, but there are ways to actually, you know, solve it. Well, there are ways to, you know, increase it, but I digress. Let's see. A monument will require a temple, so we're going to want a temple to make things better here. Let's see. A monument will give community and loyalty, which is going to be important. Alright, let us place a monument, and it will help the shrine, which will give a +1 loyalty when adjacent to a longhouse, and +1 to divine, so that'll help. We will place the shrine there. We will place the monument here. And we are actually going to get the bulletin board. But I'm not sure where I'm going to place that just yet, but I will figure out a place. Do I need anything else beyond this? I do not think I do. But I will be getting a stocks, I think. And I will be getting a bulletin board. A bulletin board will give me a +2 to resolving problems within the region, which is really useful. So it's always nice to have at least one of them around. And the stocks will help with a +1 bonus to solving problems in the region. But it provides stability more than anything. But I'm not actually gonna... Actually, let me check what the other building is like first before I do so. Do we have a stocks here? Yep, we have a stocks. So let's actually let's make it a common staple to have a bulletin board and stocks within our villages. That way, we have a +3 when solving problems at any given time. Let us see. +1 loyalty when in a settlement with a tavern. No, wait, a +1 loyalty when with a windmill. And +1 stability when located in a settlement with a tavern. So a brewery would be a useful tool here. But I could probably hold off on the windmill, I think. Yeah, a windmill, I'll hold off on the windmill. As long as I have the tavern, I should be fine. What was it? Not the granary, it was the brewery. This will give me a +1 to relations and +1 to stability. Which I do not need at the moment, I do believe. Which is unfortunate. It would help relations, but I don't get relations just yet. So here is what we are going to do. With the bulletin board set up, we are going to place the stocks next to it because there's no use into putting it here. Now, is there any synergy bonuses with a monument, longhouse, or barracks? Let's see. So a monument, we get a synergy from a temple, which is just about it. Or, in this case, a shrine. It would also gain a +1 to loyalty, so this is really the best option. So +1 divine and +1 loyalty if I make another shrine. Or I can make something else. Alternatively, I could make another longhouse, and that way I can get a bonus from the barracks, which will synergize with a +1 stability, and that's about it from the looks of it, unfortunately. Let's see, what else is there? If I make another barracks, it's just +1 stability, +1 military. I think the shrine is probably the best option out of everything. Which is odd, but it gives 3 statistics up. So, it's probably for the best. Alternatively, I could make another tavern, and that way I can get a +1 to relations, and a +1 to espionage as well. And that would be a good option. Because espionage is a hard statistic to upgrade, actually. I guess there is the watchtower, but that is not something I can put down just yet. What can I do? I guess there is the brewery as well. Let's see, what does the brewery need? It would only increase relations and stability. Okay. I am going to make another tavern. Mainly because it's cheaper, but it'll also increase economy, relations, and espionage. So, I'll make another tavern. It's fine. And that is building. So, you have to really micromanage what you build, but if you build a lot, then it is a vital upgrade for you. Now, I'm going to be suffering quite a bit because I've got unfair prices, thanks to Eosef. But at the same time, once I get rid of that modifier, it shouldn't be all that bad. So that is something we're going to have to deal with for now, but there should be an edict at some point that will change things for the better. The goal is to basically increase the BP you gain per week. So, Brevoy Subsidy? Yeah. So, on the downside, I do suffer more from, I do suffer a bit from my BP gains, but I do get a lot more income. Alright. So, before I continue, I'm gonna do something real quick. I got life stuff, but yeah. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break early on for now, and when I come back, we're gonna leave this, but we're gonna leave the kingdom temporarily to solve some problems ourselves, because we've got somebody to recruit first and foremost, as you can probably tell by the title, and yeah, we've got other things to do. So I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Apologies for the delay. Okay. So, now that I've explained roughly what goes down, at least for kingdom making, and what the problems you have to worry about are, the second thing comes into play when you're actually playing. And that is obviously the aspect of travel. Now, before we do go, there is somebody that you should always meet in these sorts of games. And in particular, you're looking for the storyteller right here. The man standing before you resembles an elf, but a very old one. His face is wrinkled, and his beard is as white as a mountain snow. The man seems to be completely blind. The old man stares past you with unseeing eyes. He seems to be consumed in his thoughts. He mutters a soft melody, swaying back and forth slightly to its rhythm. The old man stutters before briefly stopping his singing. His mouth opens and closes a few times, bringing to mind a fish brought ashore. Ah, who is there? Is that you, your grace? To give you a rough idea, because I don't want to go into all his dialogues, this is known as the storyteller, as you can tell by his name. He is somebody that will take artifacts away from you in order to pay you for cash money. So getting to know him early on is very important for your growth in a kingdom. If you like to travel and gather stuff, mainly like Dryad tokens and that sort of thing, he is going to pay you top coin for it. So if you get any tokens of the Dryad, you get some coins of Rossland, any sort of unique artifacts that I've told you about to keep them until you talk to the storyteller, because he will buy a lot of them for a lot of money. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna quickly go through his dialogues. I just want to do so. But yeah, these are the two key options, 4 and 5. There are shards of ancient artifacts, and there are relics. Each pose benefits, and they do tell a story of sorts. I will at least read the stories from what he tells, assuming there is a story behind them. The storyteller gently touches the items from your pack. May I? You have gathered all the fragments of the necklace of double crosses. They can fit into my hand. They carry an inglorious story. Allow me to tell you the tale as I restore it. I expect the story will amuse you, and perhaps even give you some food for thought. So what is your answer? Will you entrust me with this treasure? The storyteller eagerly waits your response. Now, these treasures have a good and bad thing about them. The good is that you get an item. The bad is that they come with benefits and drawbacks. When we get the item, I will show you what that exactly is, but we will restore the necklace of double crosses. The storyteller holds the pieces of metal carefully in his hands. I shall begin. Not every legend speaks of its heroic feats. Some tells of atrocities and wicked things. I will breathe my gift into this necklace, that it may tell you something of itself. Okay. And now we've received the amulet, which is the necklace of double crosses. This amulet grants its wearer a +4 bonus to trickery, stealth, and mobility skill checks. Their melee attacks against flat-footed opponents deals 2d6 sneak attack damage. When an ally moves away from the wearer in battle, the amulet forces the wearer to make an attack of opportunity against that ally. Now, that's the flaw with the Necklace of Double Crosses. But you deal bonus sneak attack damage, which is the plus. So, you can probably see the problems that associate with the Necklace of Double Crosses. So, the next character we're going to give this to is probably going to start dealing a lot of damage to us more than the enemy, somewhat, as a result of this. But the bonuses are hard to ignore, as you can probably guess. The storyteller raises his eyebrow. How interesting. May I, Your Grace? A coin from a non-existent country. When Kurl the Conqueror mastered Rostland, having claimed it for Brevoy, he prohibited the issuance and such use of coins. Both ordinary folk and the Aldori sword lords were required to use new coins, decorated with Kurl's profile. But no one was quick to be rid of these prohibited coins. Oh no. In many houses they still store boxes and whole chests of such coins, waiting for the day when Rostland declares its independence. And as you can see, we got some money out of it. The storyteller fingers and caresses the symbol, shaped like a tree leaf. And what's this? I hear from the voices of trees, smell the scent of fresh leaves. A Dryad mark, is it not? I would be happy to purchase it from you. And with it we get coins. And finally, the storyteller idly toys with the ancient plain-looking coin. What was the name of the Coloran rulers who issued this coin? Does anyone remember now? What did the Cyclopses use it to purchase? Food? Books? Weapons? Perhaps someone's life, or their freedom. Who could say? Its history was erased by the Earthfall, but I will buy it from you for significantly more than it was worth in its own time. The Earthfall is the name given to the cataclysmic event which, of a swarm of meteorites, impacted Golarion in negative 5293 AR. It resulted in the destruction of the human empires of Thalassen and Aslant, which were consumed by the earthquakes and massive tidal waves, and the creation of the Inner Sea. The cloud of dust thrown up by Earthfall's impact settled in Golarion's upper atmosphere and blotted out the sun for 1,000 years, creating the Age of Darkness. I see. And finally, I think, the storyteller weighs the soldier's tag in his palm. A soldier does not ask where the banners of his wars are headed. He or she goes to battle, dies, and leaves it to others to decide whether the cause was just. This tag belonged to one of the many warriors who helped establish the glory of the Taldan Empire. If you would permit me, I would gladly purchase it from you. Ah, the belongings of brave heroes who performed their feats here before you. I sense you'd be interested to hear their story. These lands took many lives and spawned many legends. I can now tell you of a distant expedition undertaken by a group of Brevic heroes to a place known as the Drowned Trees. I'd be happy to trade you the whole set of items for their story. Can you hear it calling to us? Let us hurry. Tell me about the Down Trees. And for it, the Restovic gear set has been traded in for 4K coins and 600 experience. I hear rock flows creaking, river water splashing, bushes rustling, and arrows singing through the air. I feel an invincible will, a cold resolution to finish what has been started, no matter the cost. My chain armor clings to my body, and my young hands grip a sword tightly. I am a leader of a group of brave souls set off to the stolen lands to clear them from bandits once and for all. We sail on a large freight boat It serves as bait for the bandits who keep throwing themselves at it, only to find death. A death as inglorious as the life they've lived. From time to time, we manage to capture a prisoner. While our Inquisitor talks to them, I go to the stern, shutting my ears to their cries. I remind myself that these are scum, drenched in blood to the elbow. I think upon our cause, freedom from my homeland, an independent Rostland. But still, my goosebumps rise with each pitiful cry. I must steel myself and be strong. Who is in your group? A paladin, a ranger, a sorceress, a priest, an inquisitor, and me, a fighter. All experienced combatants. Over and over, we saved each other's lives in times of need. Why do you question the prisoners? The bandits attacking our boat are small fry. We're looking for their main lair, a place known as the Drowned Trees. We seek the leader of the bandits, an underwater monster named Dargut Droon, and we will not leave without his head. Have there always been so many bandits in the Solar Lands? This land swarms with them, and we meet them more often than common merchants, you see. Well, you see, we started a rumor that the Aldori sword lords are using this boat to sneak treasures out the country. Now half the gangs in the area are hunting us. I see. Please continue. At night, it seems a whole army is attacking our boat. Far too many for us to fend off. But luckily, we don't have to. While they battle the monsters we summoned in the pitch-black magical darkness, we drink the potions we prepared and dive under the water. The scum break into the hold, but instead of treasure, they find their final surprise. The work of a Restovic alchemist. A trap. A dozen barrels of highly explosive oils. We watch from a safe distance as the boat is blown to pieces in a deafening explosion. Everything has gone according to plan. The more who die here, the fewer we need in the downing trees. We march through the forest. Oh, 1 second. Okay. We march through the forest, then camp to regain our strength. Their nest is close. Our Inquisitor discovered everything, even the location of their secret entrance. Today we rest. Tomorrow, the Bandit King will draw his final breath. Even if you sneak into the bandit camp unseen, how will you handle all of them? Each of us is worth 24 in battle. Besides, we are well prepared. Chaos, confusion, and summoned monsters will be on our side. And fire. Lots of fire. What kind of secret entrance? An underwater An underwater path, winding across the swamp bottom. We had potions to breathe freely under the water. We couldn't see beyond our outstretched arms in the murky water. And then there were plenty of traps along the way. But the Inquisitor learned all the signs that marked the safe passage. At least, we believed she did. Please continue. We trudged through the muddy waters. Suddenly, a giant log studded with blades falls from above. I managed to stagger back, but the paladin who walked right alongside me is now a gory sight, spread thin across the ground. The next moment, a monstrous creature emerges from the darkness. A twisted cross between fish and monkey. Its clawed hand reaches out, effortlessly melting away the Inquisitor's flesh, then ripping out at her heart. This is the king of bandits, Dargut Droon. The bandit we captured did not lie, but the secret passage he spoke of led right into the underwater lair of his master. I bury my terror deep in my soul. There was no time for weakness. There was only 4 of us left, and we were all gasping for air by the time the freak's lifeblood stained the water. We leave the beheaded body on dry land, then retreat and recover. Only now I allow my hands to tremble, my breath to race unbidden, my tears to flow. What kind of monster was this Dargot Droon. They say he was once a normal human, but he offended a powerful fae. She cursed him, turning him into a monster, but once bestowed with the ability to breathe underwater and melt human flesh with his touch. With these powers, he became the Bandit King. Did you find anything useful in Dargot's lair? Oh yes, the Bandit King was a true collector of magical items. We lost 2 of our friends, but what we found there would help us finish what we started. So the bandit wanted to set you up, but he played right into your hands. You could say so. Dargot Droon didn't expect an armed party to appear there before him, but we too were unprepared for the encounter. The bandits lie cost both sides dearly. Please continue. The next night we return the same way. We swim out to the surface and quietly gather our bearings. Above us loom the drowned trees, enormous dead trunks emerging from the water, bridges crisscrossing their branches. The air is filled with the sound of battle. Having lost their king, the bandits now battle each other for power. And we are ready to join the fight. We leave at dawn. Behind us, smoke rises to the sky. The bandits' nest smolders and blazes. Only 2 of us remain, the priest and I. We've won, but this victory tastes of ash. Cinders and swamp ooze. I ask him, "Tell me, Ivansky, was it worth it?" He puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "Yes, Jarmandi. Now the stolen lands will be ours." I wish I believed him. The storyteller heaves a sigh and runs a hand over his face and rubs his temples. Thus, the expedition of the drowned trees came to an end. I must admit, it was no easy feeling for me to stand in the place of this daring woman. The steel of her soul was colder than ice. Wait, is this the story of Jarmandi Aldori? But she's still alive. Some people become legends in their own lifetime. Jarmandi had performed many glorious feats, and there's many yet more ahead. If Jarmandi had once cleared the stolen lands of bandits, why must we do it all over again? The death of Dargot Droon and the destruction of the drowned trees weakened the bandits, but not for long. The paladin who died was a noble. It is he who was supposed to claim the stolen lands and send in his troops. While Jarmandi sought another candidate or a priest capable of performing a resurrection ritual, a new bandit leader emerged in the destroyed fortress of the banks of Tuskwater. Within a year, the stolen lands were swarming with gangs once more. Thank you for the story, storyteller. Your stories are amazing. You make it sound as though you're actually there in the moment. The storyteller nods. I gained this gift after I lost my eyes. When I touch relics, I can feel the thoughts and emotions of those who previously owned them. If the emotions are strong enough, I can even see the events that left those impressions. I'll leave you to your legends, till we meet again. The storyteller doesn't answer, his unseeing eyes staring ahead blankly. And that is the storyteller and his stories. You are likely going to see a lot of those as we go through the game, but only in select moments. For now, what we are going to do is we're going to explore the area real quick and gather what we can. Mainly we're just going to grab enchanted stuff and various items that have been left behind by people. Careless people, mind you. But they are all going to be important all the same. Now, before we do continue, I do think we do need to do one thing. So we're going to go to the map real quick. And this will, once we load up anyways, this will essentially be your kingdom that you've got. To give you a rough idea of what's around.
Hello, my savior. You asked if we'd meet again. And here I am.
Okay, I wasn't planning for this, but okay. A savory aroma of herbs and flowers is the first thing that lets you know of your longtime acquaintance is here. The nymph looks at you in a strange way, like she's never looked at you before.
I see your fate has changed since last we met. Now you are the ruler who will determine the destiny of these lands. I am their living heart, the whisper of the wind, the strength of rivers, the luxuriant growth of the meadows. Do you wish to touch this power? I will show you a place where we can finally meet in flesh, you and I. Deep in the woods, there is an old mossy ruins long abandoned, nearly swallowed by the thicket. There is an old tree growing among the stones in the yard, which I remember as a seed. A shadow under its green crown I call my verdant chambers. Visit me there, my lord, and come alone. A nymph's reward awaits you.
I hope I will be well rewarded for my efforts. I did save you, along with all your precious flowers and bushes.
Oh, I offer much more than you can imagine, my brave protector. I only need meet you face to face, for here I am weak as an apparition. Come, I will be waiting.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, so apparently we got to see the nymph as well. Alright. Ennio the Traveling Merchant. Attend. Alright, let's see, what have you got? I'll quickly just press that, there we go. Alright, what you got? Boots of elven kind, a shock longbow, a few items here and there. Nothing too fantastic. Although the boots of elven kind are actually going to be very useful to us, I think. So let us grab those before we... Well, let's grab the boots of elven kind. Those are going to be useful no matter what we do. So I'll keep those. This is a cleric, and she has scrolls, so... Let me see. Okay. Alright, well, I'm not gonna... Basically, if you know what Abadar is, you'll understand what they're all about. Alright, price in ascending order. The prices are a little more costly from the looks of it, so I'm probably just gonna avoid her more than anything. Besides, she doesn't look like she has Cure Light Wounds, which is the issue. If she had Cure Light Wounds, I'd probably grab them all, even if they were on a markup price. So, yeah, let's avoid her. Alright, that will leave those guys. Let's see Verdal, see if he's got anything for us. I'll quickly just go through his dialogues. There we go. Armor. I mean, there's full plate, so that's nice. What else is there? Nothing of use. Okay.
I'm there.
What about Hasov? Okay. Okay. Price in descending order as expected. That is a bag of holding. Okay. That is something I'm going to have to buy later once I've finished getting all my individuals set up. Alright, so armor, nothing I really need. Ring of Luck might be useful, but not right now. The Trap Springer's Gloves, though. Ooh, that's going to be nice. Alright. Eyes of the Eagle, that'll give perception buff. So let's actually grab that. I'll save off on getting the trap springers, because the other items will actually be more important. Okay. Who do I want to give perception, and who do I want to give mobility? Alright, mobility. Steven has the best mobility, so I'm probably going to give that to him. The best perception is Compson, so I'm probably going to give that to him. So instead of the +2 wisdom, +5 to perception is probably going to be better for him in the long term. Trickery, stealth, and mobility increased. Yeah, no, it's fine. For Compson, we're not going to give him anything buff-wise, I don't think. Yeah. Alright. Should be good for now. Headband of that. We'll worry about the majority later, but basically we should be fine. Oh! Steven's already got Boots of Elf. You know what? Whatever. We'll worry about it later. Okay, let's see what wares you got. Price in ascending order. Bunches of scrolls of grease, hurricane bows. We're gonna actually want to buy the scrolls of mage armor for Senator Armstrong. We're gonna want to buy some shields as well, because that will help in the short term. We're gonna want some scrolls of true strike just in case, because that will make a chance to actually hit somebody more likely. And I think that'll be fine for now. Done. Alright, let's go. Should be good to go. Before we do go, though, I'm going to... I do believe... Well, what do I want to do? I can, I guess I'll go into this house to start with. Heck yeah. A tense silence hangs over the house. Casey, your tiefling friend, emerges from the shadows, but her eyes are staring into distance. She seems to look right past you. No, not now. The turmoil is suddenly over, but you see fear in Casey's eyes. Her blue eyes. It's you. I wanted to say I think you owe me an explanation. The girl closes her eyes and clenches her fists, obviously in the grip of a strong emotion, but one you cannot read. I knew it couldn't last forever. Why did he even make this rule, if he knew it would be impossible to keep? She takes a deep breath, opens her eyes, and speaks with firm resolve. Come. What you should know, Senator Armstrong, and that the person you know by the name of Casey does not exist. My real name is Kaliki, and well, it's a long story, and such stories are better told beside a welcoming fire. Will you hear me out? Fine, let's go. The girl rests her head on her arm and stares off into distance, lost in a memory. Stories by the fire. In the desert where I was born, my fondest memory. When the day is done, hosts and guests, parents and children, friends and rivals all gather by the fire under the stars to tell their tale. All they did, all they witnessed, all they heard from other travelers, and the whispers carried by the desert winds. My sister and I often snuck in to hear these stories, hiding into the shadows just beyond the circle of light and warmth. We are hellspawn, you see. Tieflings are unwelcome guests in Quadia, unblessed by the light of merciful Serenray. We grew up sleeping in a common tent, scavenging food here and there like orphans, but all the outcast and disowned. We were 13 when we left, and set off to find happiness in the cities, and everyone we left behind sighed in relief. My sister and I, we are twins, but as different as the sun and moon. Her name is Kenara, which means silent flame. She is a fire, a cold fire, but one that turns everything to ash. I am a river. It brings me joy to give water to tired travelers and nurture green shoots, but when I flood, I am bound to bring death. The girl's eyes are full of sorrow. Despite our differences, we are one. Our lives belong to the divine Nethys, and by his mercy we now live, in turns. While one of us is here, the other sleeps in another plane. And when she wakes up, we switch places, just as you witnessed. So this is why you didn't remember me when we were talking to Jarmandi Aldori. How could I remember you? I'd never met you at the time. That was Kanara. She was the one who talked to you at the reception and helped you fight off the assassins. We usually write each other's notes, recounting in detail all that's happened, and describing any friends that Casey has made. But that time we switched right in the middle of a mansion engulfed in fire and filled with assassins. Kanara didn't have time to write any notes. And how is it you began to live in turns? Kaliki lowers her head. This story, it's one I never told anyone before. No one in the whole world. And it's not easy to confide in a stranger. There's too much grief and guilt in it. If you don't mind, I'd rather not to go into all the details. You see, my sister died and I couldn't get over it. Kanara was killed by a soul eater, a monster summoned by secret followers of Abaddon's archdemons. Those who summoned him died in the fight, but the beast was way too strong for my sister, and I wasn't even there to protect her. Kaliki catches her breath. We just had to fight, and we both did some stupid things just before. But I don't want to talk about that now. When I found out what happened to my sister, I was ready to make a deal with any power. If only I could just get her back. And I found such power. I was contacted by the Arcanathane. It appears as a woman-shaped cloud of swirling energy. This creature serves as the herald of Nethys, as a supernatural creature created in a moment of lucidity by an insane omniscient god. Their Arcanotheogen is often left to her own devices when her master does not need her, and wanders Golarion and the plains, searching for new sensations and meanings to her existence, and that of the multiverse. The herald of the god Nethys himself. She promised she would return Kinnera to life, but on two conditions. First, we must both keep the arrangement a secret. Second, we would never be able to meet again. And so our new life began. Now we flee through the world, guarding our secret, always introducing ourselves as Casey, to hide that there are two of us, and we switch places with each other at random. While one lives, the other sleeps in a demiplane, one created specially for us. And you can't control these switches. No, we can't. They happen at random, most often while we're sleeping, but sometimes in broad daylight. That's why we can never stay in one place for long. When someone witnesses a switch, we usually tell them tales of a special magical way of traveling. But people start noticing strange things, and began to figure things out. Truth be told, I'm so tired of having to pretend. We knew this couldn't last forever, and now the truth is finally out. What's the point of all this? You revealed your secret to me. It means you broke one of the rules set by the deity's herald. Yes. Will you make me regret this, Stephen Armstrong? I felt you might be someone who could help my sister and change our fates. What do you want from me? You must have come here for a reason. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. Kanaran was supposed to tell you of an ancient treasury that we've been looking for. Gold isn't the only thing of value in this place. It may contain an ancient relic taken by the Taldarn raiders from the respected Wadrian Temple of Nethys? Oh, specific words. It's an unusual relic called the Disk of the Eclipse. I once heard a beautiful story that it was created from the shadow that hides the sun and the moon, but I don't think it could be the truth. Nethys is the god of magic, who was once a mortal wizard. The relics from his temples are usually very powerful. These are many among his followers who think solving the mysteries of magic, even rivaling their deity, is the best way to serve him. One such follower created the disc, long ago in the distant past. According to legend, it gave the owners control over planar travel, but only pairs of wizards bound by unbreakable ties could use it. While one of them traveled the planes, the other was his anchor in our world, and they could switch between. Do you see now why we so desperately wish to find the disc? It might help us understand how the switch between me and Kanara works, and it should make our divine patron happy. Nethys and his assistants valued a desire to understand the mysteries of magic above all else. And how did this disc come to be in the Stolen Lands? It was brought here by Taldans from the 5th Army of Exploration. Taldor and Quadria were enemies for ages. Thousands of years ago, a soldier broke into the Temple of Nethys and stole the relic, to sell it or secretly hoard it as an heirloom. Hundreds of years later, his own kin, or the kin of its 100th buyer, brought the disc to these strange lands, where the Taldans have come, uninvited as usual, and which they finally vanished from with little trace. Sometimes history is as intricate lace. You never guess where it begins and where it ends. Oh god, a lot of words. Tell me about the location of the treasury. It was called Sorrowflow in the chronicle we read. It was once a Taldan town, founded by veterans of the 5th Army of Exploration. It stood on the shores of the turbulent river, and that was what destroyed it. One night, a terrible flood devastated the settlement, killing many and driving the rest to flee. Only the tower on a cliff remained, which was too high for the floods to reach. Water covered the ruins for a long time, but last year it receded. My friends found a chronicle, which recounted the destruction of the city, and spoke of the Disk of Eclipse, which was kept there. They managed to track down the ruins, but were frightened away by the monsters and beasts that roam the area. If it means profit, then I agree. Kaliki smiles sadly. You and my sister have much in common. Kinara also seeks advantage in any situation. I hope the treasures of Sorrowflow's treasury will not disappoint you. I will wait for you there, at Sorrowflow, and please, let's explore the ruins together. Just the two of us. I don't want to give myself away again in front of your companions. Breaking the Arcanotheogen's condition once was enough. I have no wish to anger our god. So long. Alright. Simple as can be. It seems we got another mission that requires us to travel solo. So we got a chore ahead of us, to say the least. Let's just hope we're ready for it. That's locked, so I won't be able to pick it, unfortunately, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. I am just a monk after all. Kinda wish I had the skill trickery, but it's no big deal. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, Jod and Tristan are here, so I'll quickly get a... I'll see if he has anything I can buy from him. Price in ascending order, preferably. Okay. Only cure moderate wound scrolls, which are not going to help me right now. I don't have the money to foot for that just yet. Let alone the potions, of course. Okay. Sorry, I was just closing my drink. Alright. Let's see. Before we go anywhere, let's go to Honorial 8 Eyes. Hello. I need loyal and experienced fighters. It's gonna cost me a bit, but I agree. Alright. Time to introduce one, if not two, characters into the fold. Alright. As you can probably guess, there is one character I wish to add. And if we're lucky, we might be able to add two, but I digress. Okay, that should do it. Behold, Sundowner. This will be another human. He will be bald, much like his compatriots. What tanning should I go with? Let's go with the original tan. He is a completely bald individual. Do I have a better face to represent him? Let's go with face 7. It'll have to do. And we'll give him a bulky body. Hairstyle 10, no beard. Seems about right. That'll do. Now, I could go with any sort of class with him, but I decided to make him our resident rogue. And not just any rogue. No, we're gonna make him a knife master rogue. And there's a reason for that. Okay, for his coloring, we're gonna want red to be primary, I think. And black should be sub. Or is it the other way around? Let's have red be the sub color. As much as I want red to be, like, a primary, it doesn't look good. Now, I could have gone with Thug as well. That was also an option, but Knife Master with him is going to be much more beneficial. If you want to know why, Knife Master has a very specific trait. Give me a second while I find it. Where was it? Well, obviously he's going to get a bonus to AC if he's using knives. I guess I could go Thug, actually. There is no significant difference here. Well, what's the difference? There's Brutal Beating, which I can make the target sickened. I also get Debilitating Injury. I think the best option here is honestly the Blade Sense. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with Knife Master, honestly. Strictly because the sneak attack is just as good. And I think it gets better because you're using daggers, but I'm not sure. I can't recall the specific details just yet. But the point is, I get to focus into daggers as expected. So we are going to go Knife Master Rogue with with them. That's the plan anyways. With his build, we're going to want to focus into dexterity, obviously. Let us go with a 19 and get points everywhere as accordingly. Let's put 13 points in there. Let's put 13 into int. What else do I need? Lower the charisma, obviously. Put points into wisdom. I guess I could, what else do I put in? That's a good question. Well, let's... I just need a... I could just lower Charisma to 7, because he's not going to be using a lot of Charisma-based skills, is he? Yeah, let's lower Charisma, and buff up Strength, and beef up... Let's beef up Int for a buff into, or at least to get access to feats somewhere. Alright. Now, I have a choice, but what we're going to want, obviously, is Trickery. We're going to want Stealth. What else? We're probably going to want Mobility, because that's his, you know, he's a stealth build. We're going to want UMD. We're going to want Perception, obviously. And what else can we focus into? We've got Athletics covered by somebody else, so we're fine on that end. Let us just focus into... Well, Persuasion would give it a +2, wouldn't it? But UMD is actually really important for me, so let's leave it at that. Let's just bump up the worlds. Why not? I can probably just well, now I've got 2 points. God, what do I go with? I guess... What do I want to do with him? That's the question, isn't it? Let's see. I could have him focus into Arcana, which, no. World, nope. Yeah, Compson's got the lores set. And the knowledges. We want to focus in on the stealth, trickery, and mobility here. For one of them, anyways. Strength is not going to be a priority for him. So let's just pump it into... You know what? Let's just get Athletics and Strength. Or Perception. Or Persuasion. Why not? It's not like we're using the points elsewhere, right? Okay. Key abilities of him. He's going to be melee, and he's going to deal more sneak attack than ever. So that is something we're going to have to be aware of. Preferably, we'd like to avoid as much AOOs as possible. But we're going to want to boost up his potential damage as much as possible. Okay. Now I could take a -1 to attack rolls and boost melee damage with Piranha Strike, but that's not good. We want to hit more than we want to miss. So let's see, what can we do to make things better for him? A weapon focus would be appropriate, wouldn't it? Accomplished Sneak Attacker won't do us much. And we already get Weapon Finesse with our weapons, so we're fine on that front. The easiest way to go about it would be Toughness, I'd say. We could also get Martial Weapon Proficiency, so we have a variety of weapons to utilize, such as the Kukri, which is actually going to be quite key. What weapons do we get access to? Hand crossbow, rapier, short sword, and short bow. Okay. We're going to want martial weapon proficiency, so we have a variety of weapons to select from. And we are going to want toughness, I think, to start with. Then we'll go from there.
Get it off me! We cannot be defeated. Forwards!
Ah, entertainment. Damn it all. I'm not touching that. Don't know, don't care.
Not that voice.
A mere flesh wound. I'm always ready.
Together we stand.
I won't give up. This is my path.
A solid plan.
I lead.
We will be victorious.
Not that I care.
I'm gonna go with Grumpy, and we're gonna go with... What do I go with? Lawful evil or chaotic evil? That's the question. I don't know. With Sundowner, it's very, I'm gonna say it's neutral evil, more for him. As for his name... There we go. Got his name. Now, it's odd, I know, but... Again, I can't find his last name, so I'm just using his cyborg number for this.
That's what you get.
But yeah, we've got Sundowner, and he is our resident rogue. And now it's time to level him up like crazy. Okay, what do we do? Let us boost the dex skills. We're gonna boost perception, UMD. Well, actually, I can just put extra points into anything else, really. And just have him proficient in everything. I only really need to focus on his dex stuff, but I can focus on other things as well. We're probably gonna focus into UMD in the end, though. Because that will help him the most, I think. Okay, now, rogue talents. We can get him weapon focus, which would be nice, but there is a time and place for it, I feel. Now, I could go with stealth, I could get combat trick, canny observer. Well, what's the benefit, is the question. Compson's the best, so I don't actually need him to focus into Canny Observer. He doesn't need to see things, he just needs to make sure he can disable them. More so. What combat tricks does he have access to? Let's see. It's basically just another feat, with really anything that goes with it. I could just get, exotic weapon proficiency, but it only chooses specific weapon, which is unfortunate. No. What we need is something very particular. I guess weapon focus is the best option here, but I'd prefer not to do that if I can help it. Rather, it'd probably be for the best if I focused into a armor focus and get him more AC. Or, even better, probably get combat reflexes and just provokes AOOs a lot. I don't know. Alright, what is there that I can potentially use to my advantage? Opportunist. Opportunist would be nice. Okay, opponents damaged by this character's sneak attack can't make AOOs for 1 round. Okay, so if I get slow reactions, then the person won't be able to provoke if I move out of range by accident. That would be pretty helpful, I must admit. Because attacks of opportunity are always nasty if you're not careful. So if I can get slow reactions, that would basically be a utility effect, I do believe. Plus, I do believe it leads into other things. Like confounding blades. And it will prevent them from making AOOs for a D4 plus 1 rounds instead. Blinding strikes, crippling strikes, dispelling attack. These are advanced talents, mind you, but it's not... It never hurts to check. Okay. Yeah, I won't be able to get them just yet, per se, but they're good to note. Now, do I want slow reactions or something else? I think slow reactions are going to help early on, so let's grab that, strictly because it will help prevent significant harm to me and my allies. Beef up mobility, trickery, and stealth. Beef up perception. Beef up UMD by a point, and just give one to the other two skills that I have. Alright. Now I've got another feat and finesse training. Finesse training, I should focus into a... what is there? Sickle, short swords, sai, rapiers, punching daggers. Let us go with... Let us go with the kukri. I think that is the best option out of everything. And from that, we will get weapon focus kukri, actually. And we'll make that our priority weapon, essentially. Okay, and with that, that's our third level feat, I do believe. And that'll help surely. Alright, kukri has been chosen. And let us see what we have. We get to buff up the stats a bit. There we go. Nice level 4 buffer. Now, I have a choice between intelligence or something else. I'm probably not going to beef up intelligence any more than I have. So we're just going to focus dex. For at least the early levels. Now for abilities. What have we got access to? Basically the same stuff. Okay. In that case, I think a combat trick would be more preferable here. We're going to want two-weapon fighting. Because we're going to be a rogue that deals as much attacks as possible. We're going to need that for our levels. And let us get more points everywhere. And now we've got 2 excess points that we can put somewhere. As for where I put it... I could put it in Persuasion or Athletics. I'm going to go Athletics, because I can't think of anything else. Okay, now for the feats. Now, I could choose anything in particular here, like Double Slice, for example. But I think the better choice here is Outflank, if I can get it. Where is it? Outflank, outflank, outflank. Do I not have access to Outflank? Surely I do. Oh, hold on. Oh, I need a BAB of 4. Okay, so that would explain it. Alright. So I don't have access to it right now, but I can get it soon. At some point. For now, I guess I will get Double Slice instead. That way, I can basically add... Oh wait, it adds strength bonus to offhand, so I don't actually have strength. That's a pointless feat. At least to me, anyways. Or at least a Sundowner, anyways. What else can I choose then? Double Slice isn't a good option, so what does that leave? I guess Improved Initiative would be an easy choice, I suppose. Then there's Precise Strike, which, if I have the Teamwork feat, then it will work. But I don't think that's going to be beneficial, I don't think. You know what? Let's get stealthy. That'll give me a +2 to all mobility and stealth checks. Well, no, actually. Let's get skill-focused trickery, actually. Because we're going to need to get a high trickery if we want to reliably open chests and whatnot. So, never hurts to get that. Now, with our money, we do actually have the chance to get what we need. I just need to sell some stuff. Let's just quickly go through the dialogues. Alright. Alright. Let us sell some random shenanigans. Mainly the Rings of Protection might be good to go. What else? Let us sell... Let's offer... Nope, nothing. Let's offer that. Keep the Keen Kukri, because we're going to keep that. Sell the Flail. Do we want the Keen Do we want the Keen Sickle, or do we want to use the Shock Sword? The Keen Sickle's looking like a less valuable asset, yeah. Get rid of the Keen Sickle, keep the Shock Sword. There. And guess what? We have enough gold to recruit yet another member to our crew. I wasn't expecting this, but, you know, it's fine. Let's recruit the last member of the posse. Oh god. Do we not? Where's the image? Alright, well, whatever. We got one more person to add to our group, so give me a second while I add them. And introducing you to the last individual of our group. Yep, it's her. One second. Yeah, no, we're introducing her to our group, so that's nice. Once again, a human. A bit weird for a human, but all the same, a powerful individual. Alright. I think she's a bit more tan, I think. Like that. Her hairstyle's a very different breed. What would work? I guess this would work the best? Yeah. And we're looking at a pinkish hair color, if we can help it. That might work. If we can't find anything better. Yeah, that's gonna have to work. Okay. Her body type, let's keep it to 1 or 3. Let's keep her to a 3 body type, I think. No, 1. Let's keep it a normal body type. Now, for her, there was a lot of choices I had for her. She could have been like a kineticist like our other compatriot. But I ended up deciding on another means. I'm gonna have her become an Inquisitor. Why? Well, because I can, I guess. I ended up deciding for her to be more of a tactical leader than anything, considering she has been namely the one to train Blade Wolf and any other recruits. She is well renowned for that, at the very least. Let's see. I could go with Sacred Huntsman, of course, but I think this was the better option out of them. Strictly because there is a specific ability that you can actually get with her. I do believe it is called Swift Tactician, or something. It allows her to grant all her teamwork feats to somebody else as a bonus action, which is vital for any means to deal a lot of damage. As for her build, well, let me just first deal with this. There we go. A nice red to encompass her black. Perfect. But she will be our Inquisitor. As for what god or deity she'll be following, I haven't decided that, honestly. I'm honestly not sure. That's why I'm looking around. Let's see. I could go with Iori, honestly. That'd be interesting, but eh. I don't know. It could be any god that would work with her, really, but preferably it'd have to be something of a... something fitting her ideals, which I do believe she is a, what was it? I guess the easy option would be Asmodeus, but I think that's a bit too easy. God, there's so many choices. I'm gonna go with Iori. It's an odd choice, I know, but it's the best I can come up with at the moment, honestly. Now, for my domain selection, I can only choose one out of the everything. So I could choose Healing Domain, I could choose Rune Domain, Strength Domain. I think Healing Domain would be the best option, and I can just have her with buffs as well. But I'm going to need a healer anyways, so this might be the best way I'm going to get it. So we'll have her be a part healer in that sense. But she will definitely be a mix build in this case. And we will have her dex... Well, what's her... What armor proficiencies does she gain? Light, medium, and shields. Okay. Well, considering she's going to have a reach weapon, or at least that's the plan, I'm not going to have her... Well, I'll probably give her heavy armor proficiency, actually, so that way she can wield a heavy armor. Alright, let's reduce wisdom by a point. Because I do believe her class casting is only up to 6, yeah. So, keeping her at wisdom 14 is fine. Alright, let's beef up int by a point, 2 points. Let's make it 3 points. That way there's 3 odd ones and the others are fitting as they are. It's a weird stat distribution, I know, but that way I can actually just put wisdom here and we should be good. Now for her skills, honestly anything would work, but I'm going to focus on to perception, UMD, and persuasion, because, you know, it works with her skill set. We're also going to want, I guess the highest is lore nature and lore religion, and I guess athletics. That'll do for now. Her abilities, obviously we're going to want armor proficiency heavy. That way she can wear heavy armor while she's casting. And we're going to want combat expertise, just so she has a better armor to work with. For her spells, we're going to get Cure Light Wounds, obviously. And we're going to get Shield of Faith, because that is a buff spell that we're going to use a lot. We're going to make her, I think Lawful Neutral fits her the best, actually, last I recall.
Follow if you dare. I'll take care of it.
I'm going to give her the Confident voice line for now. Well, for the majority of the game, but yeah, we'll go with that, and we'll go from there, really. And I do believe her name was Mistral. Yep, her name's Mistral, and we're good to go, I think. She will be lawful neutral.
A mere flesh wound.
But that is her abilities set up, to a rough sense anyways. Now, we are going to probably just focus her into Inquisitor, and she's going to be buffed up like that. Alright, with that, let's us focus into UMD, Persuasion, Perception, her lores, and we'll make Athletics a secondary, basically. But she'll have slowly increase. She'll slowly increase her casting, which is nice. Which is the important thing here. We're gonna want Remove Fear to make as a group buff, and then we're gonna want Bless next, I think. Inquisitor 3. Just keep buffing stats accordingly. Her weapon focus will... Well, she's gonna need a lot of, teamwork feats, is the thing. So we're gonna get a lot of teamwork feats that actually help our allies as well as ourselves. So you might see some weird ones among the board, but they're all gonna help in the end, is the key thing. Okay, we're gonna not want shield wall because we don't have shields. For the most part, anyways. We're gonna want Shake It Off, I believe, is one good one. Back to back also works. Oh, 1 second. Alright, apologies, that was a call for dinner. Give me 1 second. Let us go with back-to-back, and we're going to share that feat with everybody, I think. As for the weapon focus, we'll worry about that later. We're not looking to do that just yet. We could give her a special dirty... We could give her like a special trick to go with her abilities, if we wanted. But it really depends, honestly. I think martial weapon proficiency will help more than anything, because she will need a variety of weapons to work with. But it's just a question of what would work for her. I guess we could go tower shield proficiency, but no, that doesn't fit. We'll get toughness though. That's a given. We'll also give her bless. And there we go. We'll make Inquisitor 4. We will beef up her strength starting out. Give her a bonus there. And then we'll beef up her key abilities here. Now we have second level spells that we can use. We're going to want Cure Moderate Wounds, obviously. And we're going to want Protection from Alignment Communal. It seems odd at first, but there's a reason for it. Well, actually, do I want that or See Invisibility? That could be good. Lesser Restoration will cure D4 of status ailments. Hold Person, Aid. I think Protection from Alignment Communal is the best. Strictly because it gives a 2 deflection bonus to AC to everybody, alongside a +2 resistant bonus on saves. Having this early on is important and helpful. But I digress. Now that she's level 5, we can beef up those stats, give her athletics a bit of a boost. And we should have outflank, I think. Oh, do we not have a full BAB? No, BAB 3. Damn. Okay. So we won't have that, unfortunately, working for us, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. We don't need a meta magic with her, which is a good or bad thing, I'm not sure. Extra Bane weapon? No, we don't need that. What else? We can get Die Hard, some defensive training, that sort of thing. Combat reflexes, combat casting, no, okay. What we're gonna want is martial weapon proficiency then. That way we can use some martial weapons. And then we have a choice between all the other benefits. I'm gonna get Restoration Lesser, because having Restoration Lesser is a vital thing for us. Anyways, I'm going to be right back and grab dinner, and I will be back with you guys in 5 minutes. See you soon. Okay, I'm back. Now, we're strapped for cash, but at the same time, we've got plenty of stuff to work with. So, all in all, not a bad thing to happen to us. Due to these circumstances, we're going to have to give Mistral a sword for now. We'll take off the longbow. Well, we'll keep it as a spare, I guess. It's fine. Keen Kukri. Yeah, that's going to you, buddy. Here you are. You don't have a off-handed weapon, so we're just gonna have to use the spear for you for now, I think. Yeah, let's take that off, actually. We'll take the shock sword off. We'll give that to you, buddy, and there we go. It's not the best results for damage, but given he's got sneak attack, it's fine. We're going to give the necklace of double crosses to Sundowner. We're also going to give him the boots of mobility. This will make our character's boots of mobility a bit naff, but it's fine. We're also going to give you the belt of incredible dexterity. We're going to give Mistral the headband of wisdom. We're also going to give her a Cloak of Wisdom to start with. We got Headband of Fast Intelligence, which can go to somebody, I think. It's a question of who, though. I guess we can give it to Monsoon, considering his class uses Intelligence, I do believe. At least I do believe, anyways. That's why he has 16 in, after all. There we go. And we can level him up, actually, so let's actually do that. So we got, we bring him to level 5 Kineticist. And we'll beef up his stealth, his knowledges, his UMD, and his mobility, I guess. Why not? Well, actually, yeah, no. Let's just do... I don't know. I guess I could just pump a point into everything. Why not? Just say I did something there. There we go. Yeah, point into everything, we good. Alright. Probably not needed, but it's fine. When making a trip attack, you add your dexterity bonus to CMB. Or CMB, rather. That is actually really helpful for him, I think. Yeah. Let's give him Fury's Fall. Bowling Infusion. Attempt a trip combat maneuver check against each target damaged by your infused blast, using your Constitution modifier instead of your Strength modifier to determine combat maneuver bonus. Now, in theory, at least, I think, it would work off his Constitution and his Dexterity at that point. So in this case, his Constitution's a +2 versus his Strength, which is a -1. So he's getting +3 out of that, just from selecting it. And then he's got his Dex bonus, which he adds, alternatively. So yeah, he basically adds his Dexterity bonus to his CMD, or CMB, when making trip attacks. So now we have his ability to trip, which is key for his abilities. And that's going to be fantastic for when he starts using the abilities, after all. Alright. Alright, how's everybody else doing? We've got everybody else buffed, but otherwise fine. Now, with that, we're going to get going. We don't need to do anything to Tavern or Main Square, so let's just get moving on. We'll get rid of anybody who isn't part of the group, and get our new party to set. There we go. That is absolutely everybody set up. It's going well, Zaxilla. I am just going to the Bald Hilltop now that I've finished making our 2 new companions. because I realized I just had enough money for it. And we're going to raid the Bald Hilltop. I'm looking a bit damaged, but that's fine. I can just compensate it with healing. So we should be fine. I'll just quickly go through the healing and we'll go from there. Here we go. Alright, let's do this. Should be a quick travel over to the Bald Hilltop via this direction. And enter we go. With our entourage of people, we are going to have to organize things a bit. But everybody should essentially have a role to play. So, with Monsoon in the back, we're going to want Sundowner here, I guess. We'll have the wolf on the standby sides to run in somewhere specific. We'll have Sundowner moving from behind here. Oh no, wait, this is the buffer, so we'll have him over here. We'll have Sundowner over here to follow suit. We'll have the wolf in the middle, so... Well, no, the wolf on the side. And we'll have our resident buffer here. And everybody should be organized roughly into a decent party organization.
My skills are absolute.
The organization of skills will need to come into fruition right now, so let me do that real quick. Restoration Lesser can probably go up here. Buff here, as is this buff, alongside Protection from Alignment Communal. Bane Weapons is going to be there. Combat Expertise is going to be nice to have. We'll put that there for now. We have Protection and Justice. Don't need that for now, but we do have Swift Tactician, which will give a buff to saves, I do believe. Which will stack up to 5, I think. Or 6. I'm not sure. Oh, I do. That is my apologies. I will throw that back on there. Yeah. That is my bad. I am currently playing Kingmaker, and I will be currently dealing with the Bald Hilltop. Thankfully, most of the video has not been the intermission page, thankfully, so there is that. All I did was from the capital, I moved over to the Bald Hilltop, which is not a far direction. We have just recruited 2 new individuals, Sundowner and Mistral. So now we're going to introduce combat into the mix and see what we get into. For abilities, let us focus on Bewildering Injury for now, because we don't need to worry about boss enemies, you know, killing us right now. Let's see, what we got for buffs? We are going to want to focus on the bowling infusion, I believe. Strictly because he is highly focused in it. I can also empower my abilities as well. So let's do that as well. It's going to cost 2, so... Yeah, let's do that. Do we want extended range as well, or... If I do extended range, it's going to cost him high power, so let's not do that. There we go. Yep, we are gonna... We're gonna deal with this portal. And right into it. Bunch of combat. Alright. with this, we are going to want to bless the group. With Samuel, we're going to want to rage. Monsoon's already ready. He's going to throw down rocks. Sundowner, he's a rogue. He'll be fine. I wish I had prepared bless for people, but unfortunately that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. And we are going to buff Steven, I believe, with mage armor to start with. And because it's a morale bonus, I don't need to use Inspire Courage anymore. So let's quickly do this. And with everybody, it should be fine. Alright, let's give Samuel a buff of Enlarged Person. Oh yeah, no, it's already off turn by turn. I'm just pausing so I have a chance to actually make sure I'm going off. Well, yeah. I'm making sure everybody's buffed up. That's all. We're gonna want Sundowner, I guess, enlarged. That'll give him more range and not have to worry about him going to melee. At least that's what I believe is gonna happen. Alright. Alright, we're gonna want to heal Samuel. Let's heal him, and we should be good. Okay, yeah, he's dead. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, yeah. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as drow for character correction, so... And there is a specific sort of, I've already made a specific sort of build for this game. Well, this is more a meme game, if anything. That's sort of why I've built it the way I've done. Alright, first and foremost, let's get the buffs out of the way. Because organization was hellish at that point. Okay. Sundowner. Wolf. Over here. There. There and there.
In due time.
I did consider a bard at one point, but... When it comes to a bard, yes, they're helpful, but I think there's a... I don't like them too much. Not for this group of individuals, anyways. It just doesn't fit, honestly. Alright, organization of that done. There we go, put that there. This, this, and this. That's the key ability. Move Rabuka dead here.
I don't
Sundowner.
need anyone's sympathy.
Move everything here. Alright. There's plenty of formations, yeah, I won't lie. I will need to move... Well, I guess this will do for now. And now we get into the buffs.
Adventures await.
Alright, we're going to want Bless. We're going to want Enlarged Person on Samuel and Sundowner. We're going to want, as well, buff on Mistral. Well, there's plenty of opportunities. Don't worry, don't worry. Alright, we're going to want Reduce Person on Senator Armstrong. As well as Mage Armor, actually.
My skills
Mistral will focus on providing Shield of Faith to him and Samuel. We're gonna want Steven to actually get Barkskin Key Power activating. I guess I could do Giant if you really wanted me to. But late game you're gonna see a lot of Giants, most likely, so there is that. Okay, let's see.
My skills are absolute.
Well, yeah, eventually he's gonna be a massive boy. But right now, it's early game, so the only thing I got is enlarge and reduce. But, alright, fine, enlarge. We'll do it that way. Okay, there. Alright, I'm gonna have to drink an enlarge potion then, so... Alright, let's save. That'll do for a save. It's fine. Alright, let's go. And now the enemy should come our way. Huzzah. Oh god. A critical of 40. I forget how powerful the sneak attack can get. Unfortunately, our wolf will get the majority, thanks to the enlarge.
My masterpiece.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's just how it be. Oh god, the chat. Okay, Mistral's having a rough time. Let's quickly give her buff out. I guess we can get some quick healing in with Compson. There we go. And with the spider down, I just need to heal her, and she'll go back up. Or at least, I thought so. Okay, the blast didn't work. Okay. She's just ruining everybody. Jeez. Chat's going crazy right now, Jesus. Okay, now she's casting mage armor. Well, that's fantastic. Alright, let's quickly give Compson some healing to work with. Because I need at least some people up and about. So we're gonna want to heal her, get her back up, and let's get our wolf back up. There we go. That'll have to do. Here we go. Okay. Magic missile, fun.
This was not part of the plan.
Okay, Silky's just going ham. Jesus. Okay, let's quickly throw down a, Oh, thank you for following, Barlow. Much appreciated. I'm gonna quickly throw down a, Entangle, so that way she has a rougher time. At least that's the plan, anyways. We'll, quickly give her a Man, she's just back in the face.
This will hurt.
That is so many misses. What the heck is going on? Oh god. I swear. The game is rigged from the start. Like, seriously. There's no chance. Alright, let's see. What did we get? We managed to get a Ring of Protection, which is a nice. It's a +1 to AC. Always helpful. We're going to give that to Sundowner. We're also going to give him a Wyvern Skin Cloak, which will give him +2 to natural armor, and a +4 versus poison, sleep, and paralysis. Unfortunately, you can't give people Heat Rash, but there is Scorching Ray, I suppose. Unfortunately, this game doesn't have drunkenness with booze either, which kind of sucks, but you can get booze, you just can't drink it. Which sucks. Woof. The savagery is going on in the chat today, boys. Alright. Now we go to the Fjord. Before we do, I think we need a rest. So, we're going to need rest for 9 hours. Let's manage the, who goes where to start with. We'll start with Sundowner. He's best at watch, supposedly. Hunting will be left to... I guess to Compson. Yeah, Compson will be left with hunting. We'll leave cooking to Monsoon. We shall leave camp camouflage to Sundowner. Well, as I get more viewers, the more things I'll give you guys, essentially. So, basically, once I hit 50 followers, I'll be able to introduce a new set of items that you can use on stream to just make things a bit more interesting. Let's see. What else can I do? We're gonna need a viewship from here, and we'll give Samuel the help needed for seeing on guard duty. Okay, we should be good. Any specific meal you guys want to do? Unfortunately, you guys can't play, so yeah. We got seasoned wings, haggis, sweet pancakes, and jeweled rice. That's what we got right now, anyways. Alright, we got one for wings. Alright, well, I'm seeing nothing else, so we're gonna go with seasoned wings. Alright, thankfully we got the materials for it, so we should be good to use seasoned wings, and it'll give a +1 temp HP per level. I do. At the very least, our party does here. And mind you, this is stuff we've picked off the ground, so who knows where it's been. Yeah, I know. But you know, I've gotta keep doing this, right? So. Besides, I post all these videos on YouTube as well, so the more people that get my name out. Oh god, he spoiled his fucking wings. God damn it, Sundowner. No wait, no, no, it's Monsoon. My bad. Monsoon has failed as a cook. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not ready yet, Barlow, so you're gonna have to deal with that. I know I run the game on Wednesdays, but I'm busy. Obviously streaming. Well, that, and I'm not ready yet. Period. Yeah, it's true. You got a point there. Alright, let's check out the Fjord. Okay. So from here... Oh, did we not heal? I guess we didn't. I guess we didn't have the healing for it. Oh well. No matter. We'll just make do. Alright. Kobold Sentinels and Kobold Doomsayers. Or Boomsayers, rather. That's interesting. Oof. Okay. Why? Oh, he's stunned. That would explain it. Okay. Alright, let's take out the Boomsayer, because that's going to get annoying real quick. Alright, perfect. It appears that Mistral's going to be taking a lot of naps. Oh boy. You're not going to like one of the kobolds, I do believe. Because we've received ominous views of a particular kobold named Tartucio. And we're not sure what happened to him. He, there was a disappearance of him at one point that we saw. You might not like the one that you're thinking of, but I digress. The camp looks habitable. Its owners must be somewhere nearby. I see. The gnomes fought fiercely, but eventually they were outnumbered. And that's a bunch of items. Perfect. Kobolds' corpses are badly burned by acid and alchemical fire. Mouth-watering broth is simmering on the pot. Yeah, Tuccio's he's something. Ooh, there's a treasure chest with a +1 psi. That's money. Nice. You guys might not like this next bit, because I know what's going to happen for the most part, but I'll get to that in a minute. You'll understand why I'm a little about it. I mean, I'm not gonna stop you, man. If you want to stream games, by all means. Let's give a quick bless. Okay, things are slowing back down a bit. That's fine. There we go. Quick killings. Easy to do. Alright. Well, with this, there's some mushrooms that we pick off the ground. Don't know if they're poisonous or not, but Compson's picking them up. He thinks they're fine. I don't know. He might be high, for all we know. Exactly. Oh, kobolds, I see. And... oh, I see. Alright then. Well, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting this. Ah, the Earth Blast of Monsoon. I mean... logically, well, it won't show here, but there is varieties of kobolds in this game, so you're gonna expect to see different varieties. Like Tartuc here. Speaking of, so, the gnome invites some of his friends. Stupid, slow, sluggish gnome. Gnome. Stupid. There's a purple kobold on the riverbank who looks just like your old acquaintance, Tartucio. Kobolds want this cart. Kobolds shall have it. The horse skull hides most of the kobold's face, but you see his vicious eyes glinting through the empty sockets, staring at you. By orders of myself, the glorious King Tartuc. The kobold pounds his chest with his fist. Tartuc, King. And he returns. The head of the gnome expedition wipes his brow and glares at the kobold. This bastard was the one talking our ears off, while the rest of them were trying to steal our cart. King Tartuc. The gnome looks at you and winks. What do you say to a bit of regicide? Tartucio, I recognize you. What's with this new disguise, and why are you not dead? How dare you speak to that like the king? Kobolds, attack! Shadaz! I mean, hey, kobolds are always interesting. They provide quite the story. Shadaz! Shadaz! I don't believe I can do Senator Armstrong's voice, unfortunately. The best I can do is try my best to sound with a proper voice and just go with that. I'm not gonna try and strain my voice over this. Not unless I can do it, really, so it really comes down to whether I can or can't. But I digress. We've got kobolds to kill for now. And they are quite aggressive. Pola Nixon. Ah, the bird. The bird noise. You know what? If we come across a bird, sure. Why not? I'll give you the bird voice if I get the bird. Alright. For now, though, let's just grab everything. It appears they are suffering from their cart being potentially lost, so let's quickly give them a hand. Alright, let's see. A pair of scared ponies stand before you. They don't run away, but they snort loudly and neigh at you as you approach. These are most likely the spare pair of ponies. The gnome... They are most likely the spare pair of ponies the gnome expedition uses to pull their cart. When the kobolds attacked, they weren't tied to the cart, so they just pulled themselves free and fled into the forest. And I appreciate that, Barlow. Thanks for the compliment. Hey, these are my ponies. Stupid animals, why did you flee the camp? The gnome glares at the ponies, who seem unperturbed. On the other hand, if you were smart, I suppose you want me to pay for your services. I guess it's in all of our best interests that you stay stupid. Okay. Mind you, there is an option to actually do that later on, but with how the game is going, I'm not sure I want to actually harbor kobolds, honestly. Who knows? The ponies probably want to get paid, I guess. They're businessmen at heart. Alright, Lore Nature 15. Try to calm the ponies. Soothed by your voice, the ponies let you touch them and stroke their manes. Okay, that's... You decide to leave them to the river. You decide to lead them to the river to help drag the gnome's cart out. They're feisty, that's for sure. All right. Well, they should be fine for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Yeah, they need to pay their families. Ah, I see. Kobolds and wolves going at it. Alright. Exactly. They've got bills to pay, mouths to feed. That is a new recipe. Gout Regout. I see. And a soot blackened brand. Interesting. Yeah, it's true. It's true. They gotta pay for the stables themselves. It's bad out there. Never mind that they need enchanted items every now and again. Oh god, a thorax pendant. Nice. What is on the other side? I find it funny that I find it funny that we can just walk around here, no consequence, as things are just going from bad to worst over there. Let us quickly get the bark skin going. There we go. Alright. And now we've got an alpha wolf to deal with. I see. Not enough, considering the sneak attacks going ham on him. Oof, the damage. 31, nice. Alright, let's see. What have you got? A bunch of... Yeah, just a bunch of shite. Nothing too special. There is something to skin, though. But I failed. Rip. Oh well. What is this? This is a ring of protection. The benefits of exploring. Alright. With that, we can now try and help the gnomes, I guess. Well, I guess grab this before we go, and then we'll do it. That is a shard of Knight's Bracers. That might be helpful at some point. Alright. Now we've got the ponies, we've got a crowbar, and I do believe we have rope. Alright, here we are. Another event. While the gnomes were busy fighting the kobolds, furiously cursing and diligently punching their unwelcome guests right in their dragonish snouts, the cart was all but forgotten. The unwitting cause of the fight. It was being dragged away by the scared ponies when it slid down the ford, sinking all the way up to the coachman's seat in the river. This was where the Skunk River followed, into the Tuskwater, and the current becomes excessively spiteful, cold, stubborn, and turbulent, having taken hold of the gnome's cart. The Skunk River must have decided to drag it down amid all the commotion, but it was caught in the act. The surviving gnomes, led by the head of the gnome expedition, an extremely loud and crabby fellow, but not without some managerial talent, were able to catch the cart before it floated away. Faces red and grunting from the strain, they struggled to keep it from drowning entirely. Just then, a package fell into the water. With a heartbreaking splash, it vanished beneath the current, only to resurface 10 meters down the river. No! The head of the gnome expedition moaned as he glowered at the package. That was Alchemy and Life, the latest issue! After plunging into Cold River, the ponies immediately lost their nerve. Swiveling their ears and twitching, they tried to chew through the reins and throw off the load. Why are you just standing around? Go on, help them! The head of the gnome expedition was visibly dissatisfied as he shouted. Now we have a few choices. We're gonna set the crow... We're gonna tie... I don't know. What do you guys want to do? We've got one option... Well, we got 3 options, basically. Words. I think the best option is that we tie a rope starting off before we do anything. But we could go with anything, honestly. I think we'll set the crowbar first. Why not? Get rid of the cartwheel. Alright. We set the crowbar under the cart's wheel. While the gnomes were busy fighting the kobolds... Oh, wait, hold on. Set under the wheel, the crowbar wedged in position against the stones on the riverbed, making the process of pulling the cart out of the river easier. We tied a rope to the cart. 1, 2, 3, and the rope was securely tied into the cart, making it easier to pull out. A good lesson for every adventurer. Never leave home without a rope. Rope is your best friend. And finally, one of us tried to jump onto the cart to untie the ponies, still standing in the water. Sundowner is probably the best option, but his lore and nature is abysmal. Oh god. Alright, well, we've got a choice. We can either rely on the more lore-eccentric individual. Alright, let's just go with Sundowner. At the very least, his mobility will carry him for the most part. Or I guess Monsoon's also viable. I don't know. Well, alright, I think Monsoon's like the best choice here, but Sundowner would guarantee at least one. Alright, let's go with Sundowner. It's fine. Alright, Sundowner nimbly climbed onto the roof of the cart and carefully crawled towards the pony hitched on the riverbank. The ponies twitched and neighed nervously, making the process of freeing them from the cart even more difficult. Once the job was done, and they sensed they were finally free, they ran off into the nearby forest, and the head of the gnome expedition burst into another round of swearing. Alright. Gathering our strength, we began pulling the cart from the river. Thankfully, we've got 2 horses, or 2 ponies with us, so it's fine. Alright, if you're certain you're ready, then let's do it. But be careful. Imagine the cart's full of gold or ale or some other thing you couldn't bear to lose. We tried to pull the cart out. The carts creaked and cracked, sounding as though it were sobbing. The board strained against the combined strength of the rushing water to pull against everyone trying to pull the cart ashore. Unfortunately for the cart, both sides were of equal strength. Something had to be done, or the poor cart would be torn to pieces. Alright. I have to do something myself. So I can choose with a charisma check or an athletics check. That would be the best choices among them. With the athletics, I have a 50-50. With the charisma, I have a 50-50. Everything else is not worth doing. And this is strictly because it's only choosing me as an option. Which is a little unfortunate. Alright. With this, I guess the best option would be to go with a athletics? What is Senator? Is he... I guess he's a talker, but he's also... He's a man of action as well. I'm gonna go with the charismatic option because there's people around. Everyone was soaking wet, freezing and exhausted. The group's initial enthusiasm had all but vanished. They glared at the cart scornfully, ready to give up and forget about it like it was all a bad dream. The Baron decided it was time to raise everybody's spirits, be it with a smile, a noble order, some shouting, or even a good rousing round of swearing. After everyone struggled together for a while, the cart finally made it out of the muddy riverbed and rolled back onto the rocky ground of the waiting Fjord, prompting some seemingly indignant sloshes and squelches as the river released its trophy and rushed along in searches of easier prey. Losing no time, the head of the gnome expedition jumped inside. For a good while, rattling and swearing were all that could be heard from the cart until the gnome's face finally reappeared from under the rooftop, seemingly satisfied. Almost everything still in place, he announced cheerfully, jumping from the cart. It's all wet and crumpled, but at least nothing's missing. Thank you, travelers. If not for your help, guided by my keen supervision, of course, I'd have had to say goodbye to all my possessions. Gained 18 experience. And we have the cards. Apologies for the movement. I just had to get the stream back on. Alright, let us talk to Jubilost. The gnome stands before you. The gnome that stands before you wears dirty and ragged clothes. They used to look stylish and wealthy long ago, but those times are long gone. His black hair is matted, a deep fresh scratch crosses his cheek. Despite of this rather pathetic look, the gnome behaves with inner dignity and even manages to maintain a superior manner.
Jubilost Nartropple, at your grace's service. Your help with these kobolds and my almost drowned cart was timely indeed.
He introduces himself and looks closely at your party.
By the way, it's a shame no one organized a greeting party when such a famous and popular person as myself arrived to your capital. I wasn't expecting a red carpet covered with rose petals, but you could at least have sent ahead some delegation. Oh, at least some of my servants are still alive. Do you know how much it costs to train a proper servant?
Jubilost jabbers too fast, never stopping to even take a breath. You can see he's piled up some emotions and just needs to get them out of his system.
Also, while I'm on that, I'd like to make an official announcement. The roads in your barony are in terrible condition. People must search for wading fords to cross the rivers because no one had bothered themselves with building bridges, and honest travelers have to take the risk of being attacked by kobolds at any moment.
Okay then.
So, how did you say your barony was called? Oh, whatever, never mind. When I draw the map of these lands, I will call them Maybe Local Baron Will Help. I guess it's a fitting name.
Okay then. The gnome fells silent at last. He just watches you with his shifty eyes, opening and closing his mouth, as if he wants to say something more, but hasn't come up with anything yet. How did you know I was a baron?
I've already told you I visited your capital some time ago. Weren't you listening to me? And I'm used to being greeted by officials when I arrive to settlements of at least some importance. The glory of myself and my exploits usually precedes me, and officials usually prefer to be on good terms with me.
Jubilost smiles slyly. I didn't know you'd come.
Yes, you're right. I should have remembered that your lands are in the middle of nowhere, and you don't get updates on important things in time.
Jubilost thinks this over, tilting his head. Looks like this thought never occurred to him. Huh. So, what happened here? How did your car end up in the river?
My party and I set up camp at the bank of this river. We'd just finished kindling the fire when that purple bastard appeared.
Jubilost scratches his chin as he does this, or says this.
You know what he told me? He introduced himself as the king of the kobolds and told me he needed our clothes because he wanted to dress his subjects properly, you see, as long as they've established the kingdom of their own. That's literally what he said. I wonder, where did he learn the words? Obviously, I told him to buzz off. Some kobold wants to strut around wearing the clothes of the great cartographer Jubilost Nartropple. No way.
Jubilost's face gets red in resentment as a result of this.
So I've been explaining my position to him, being rather eloquent too, suggesting he and his so-called kingdom might as well fall into the deepest sinkhole. But in the meantime, I've noticed that kobolds have already started to untie my cart. Well, I called my men to keep the cart safe. They couldn't guess what to do on their own, just stood there with their mouths ajar. Then things heated up as the fighting started, and while we were fighting, the ponies dragged the cart to the river. Ah, stupid animals.
You said you're famous, but I don't know you. What are you famous for?
That was either a stupid and offensive joke or a case of total ignorance. The latter, I hope. I'm famous as a traveler, a cartographer, an alchemist, and a journalist. The students of all the major universities study the world using my maps. My articles for different journals are well known everywhere, from Andorran to Brevoy. You've definitely read some issues of National Alchemy, haven't you?
Jubilost pouches his lip as he's saying all of this.
Culinary Almanac of the Inner Sea? Or the most scandalous one, The Independence, describing benefits and drawbacks of governments and regimes in different states? Didn't read any of these. Oh, well, don't answer that. I don't want to spoil my impression of your barony. It's spoiled enough already. It would be hard for me to write at least something positive otherwise.
So, what is such a famous person doing that far from civilization?
I pursued two objectives. The first is to write an article on this new barony of yours for the Independence. The second is to draw a detailed map of the stolen lands. Before this barony appeared, it had been too dangerous to come here, but now an opportunity has appeared. Thanks to you, I must add. So, as you can see, the freedom of speech sometimes grants positive comments too. Anyway, I'm almost done with this journey. My article is practically ready, so is the map. All that's left to do now is to find an old dwarven outpost established here several centuries ago.
Alright, what is this dwarven outpost you're searching for?
Your ignorance is stunning. You create a barony, and still you know nothing about the lands you own. I'll have to enlighten you on the subject.
My man, we've been only open for a month. Do you expect our scouts to know everything? God, this man's an ass.
You see, long ago there was a dwarven trade route crossing these lands. It connected Five Kings Mountains and the north. The route was so important to the dwarves that they were generous enough to set a number of outposts along it, manned with armed guardians to provide protection for the traders. One of these outposts must be somewhere nearby, lost and completely forsaken, but nothing can avoid the watchful eye of the great cartographer Jubilost Nartropple. I will find this outpost, and I will mark its location on the map. You can trust me on that.
Jubilost thrusts out his chest as he mentions this.
Why not? Dwarves like being underground, trolls like being underground too. It's quite possible after dwarves left, their warm and cozy place fell into the hands of less attractive creatures.
I'm looking for the troll's lair. Maybe we're looking for the same place. let's join our efforts and start looking together.
Well, you proved to be a capable companion in a case of emergency. I guess I can entrust you with covering my back. Let's go. I will send someone for my cart later.
Alright, sounds like a plan. We won't be bringing him along just yet, though. But finding the troll lair is a vital thing, though. Alright, and with that, I think the majority of this area has been explored, so we'll just do a quick once-over to make sure, otherwise. But I think everything here has been explored, and we have everything we need. Essentially. We'll just grab the rest of the remnants of the kobolds and get going. At least, that is the plan. Yep, there's nothing else to my knowledge, so let's just leave it at that. And get going. Huzzah! As for the photo, I did have to pick it up on the fly for Sundowner, so I apologize if the quality's not that great. But I could only do so much for the guy. It's fine, though. We'll figure something out. Alright, let's see what we got as a result of that trip. Price in descending order. Psi is probably the most interesting of the sort, but not something we're going to use, I think. The Ring of Protection, though, that is something somebody is going to use, that's for sure. The only people who don't have Rings of Protection are Mistral and Compson. And Compson is our buffer, so we only need Mistral to buff, so we'll be fine there. Okay. Right, Compson is a... what is he? Is he cleric or... no, he should be a druid, yeah. A sorcerer and druid mix. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Now, with this... there are a few quests that require me to go solo, and a few that don't. Preferably, I'd like to do these solo to start with, but... put simply, there's a lot of quests, I'm gonna say. But, let's see. Character... and we don't have Lindsay's journal because Lindsay is not with us, so that's unfortunate. We do have the normal journal, though, and we've completed most of the quests, but now we've got an immense amount to deal with. Alright. So, we have to bring Harem to the ruins of the Dwarven Fortress, as is Harem as well. So it seems like we got 2 people we need to bring to a specific location. There is Sorrowflow. There is Prove Your Worth, which won't need to... which isn't a worry just yet, I don't think. And then we got the many other quests here. And of course the Kingdom quest as well. That's another thing. But we should be fine to go to the ruined watchtower without issue, as we need to find the location of the fortress more than anything. So we'll start with looking around, seeing what we can find as we go. Oh, wait. Alright, let's see what has changed as a result of this. We have completed Tenebrous Dreams. The 8-legged plague has been resolved, so we shouldn't need to worry about that either. Alright, but we will need to wait for like a day, give or take, because we will need to advance further. Oh, there's somebody on the road. Let's be ready. Alright, interesting.
Their life ends here.
Ah, a troll. Danger.
You should have run.
Alright. Okay, with that, we will need to get a fire on it. So let us get something as a means to apply fire. Where is it? Price in descending order. Fire would be the obvious choice, so let's get some flasks of fire, because we will need to take down the troll that way. Alright, let's have Mistral go over, while Steven focus on the fire. Ah. That's a new troll. Wonder what it's doing. Let's get some acid just in case. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Alright, let's go. Alright. Oh, that's a vial of acid. Oh dear. There we go. So, there is something this game does not tell you, however. If you are familiar with, if you're familiar with this game, you'll understand that there are a few ways you can actually go about killing monsters. However, there's one specific way you can kill them without having to worry about using, you know, elemental damage. And that is coup de grace. Coup de grace are basically insta-kills. So if you do it, there's a guarantee you'll kill them.
My
See?
gift to you.
It is the alternative way to kill mobs, essentially. That don't require you to use energy to kill them. And the elderly elf, or half-elf, stands before you. His sun-bleached hair reveal him as a seasoned traveler, and the confidence with which he holds his bow reveals him to be a seasoned warrior, and his cart full of various items. It seems a trader as well. Damn trolls, almost died from this stinkhole. The half-elf wipes the sweat from his brow. They almost had me. Since when are trolls not afraid of fire? Good thing I had a few flasks of acid among my goods. Thank you for your timely rescue, friends. Despite his confident gaze, his voice trembles slightly. A few moments more and I would have... He frowns. Whoever rules this land gives little care to its safety. Formerly, safe trade roads are given over to trolls, and are not a guard to be seen. But where are my manners? I am Dalton from Mivon, a merchant by trade. Who are you? Actually, I rule these lands. Dalton looks shocked. Oh, I beg your forgiveness, Your Grace. Dalton bows politely. But these trolls, they're a threat to everyone. They've attacked several villages, destroyed several bridges, and are scaring away trade caravans. Worse than bandits by far. If Your Grace is willing to resolve the matter, I know of a mage living nearby. I visit him from time to time to sell him regents for his spells. He's an expert on trolls. Might know why they've suddenly become bolder and fireproof. I can see you're an experienced trader. Would you consider operating exclusively in my barony? Dalton frowns. Don't get me wrong, Your Grace, but I have a family in Brevoy, so my roads always must take me there, no matter how dangerous the journey. You're right. These roads are dangerous. Trolls are the least of your concerns. If you were to leave the barony, you might be killed on the road by some random traveler. Even one such as myself. Dalton freezes and is silent for a moment. Then he nods slowly. Well, if you put the question like that, perhaps remaining in this land now is for best for everyone. Tell me more about this mage. He scratches his head. Bartholomew is his name. He's not bad for a human. Always so polite, so respectful. But there's something odd about him. He lives alone in the middle of the woods, his house surrounded by traps. with a single safe road leading to it. No bandits nor trolls scare him. And by the way he looks at you, it's like he's examining you. Like he's considering to crack you open to see what's inside. The chills. Dalton shivers. Any other dangers on the road? Trolls aren't enough, huh? Dalton laughs, then frowns. Actually, I've heard a disturbing rumor. It says a Hodag has made a lair in a cave south of here. Whether true or not, traders are taking no chances, taking forest routes instead. Let me mark the cave on your map. You're from Nivon, you say? What is their view on this new baronry? Let's just go. The point is, there's a mage that can help. Hold on a moment. I didn't have a chance to reward you for your help. Fortunes are best shared, after all. Safe travels. That is 3 potions of Cure Light Wounds and gold. That is not bad. Not bad at all. Small, but it's... every little bit helps. Okay, but yeah. No, the wizard is going to be an immense help if we do find him. So let's see what we can do about that. Alright, it appears that a fallen tree is barring the wagon's way. That would explain, I guess that's what they're doing. The trolls are causing a ruckus, then there's the kobolds. Okay, it's a kerfuffle, that's for sure. We got quite the chores ahead of us. And we can just casually take what's in their inventories here. Just because we can. Alright.
I'm there.
With that, that should be all of the items. And we can skedaddle, really. Alright, let's go. Perfect. Alright. I could probably keep going for a little longer. Well, I need to locate the wizard's house, which is literally right there, so... For now, let's save. Do I want to go there? You know what? I'm gonna call it here. As much as I'd like to continue, you know, get some more footage out of it, I'm getting really tired, I must admit, so I'm probably just gonna call it here, and we'll do some more Elden Ring tomorrow. So, for everybody on Twitch, like, subscribe, follow. Every bit of it is appreciated and helps my channel grow. For the followers, if you get up to 50, I'll add more features for you guys, as I've explained before, you know, like an hour ago, to the bunch of people that came in. But yeah, no, I will likely provide more content for you guys, you know, to make things more interesting. As for what I add, I have no idea, but I'll figure something out. For those of you on YouTube, like, subscribe, comment. Everything is appreciated. Just get my name out there, and I'll appreciate every one of you. But yeah, I digress. I don't think I've got anything else to say. Yeah, no. I might change the border of the I might change the border around here in regards to what I'm showing on screen right now. But I think for the best, the stream is best like this. That's just my personal thought, because you get to see some videos, you get to see you guys chatting, and of course there's a little subscribe screen, but I digress. I'm just getting off topic at this point. Chat channels. There might be one coming our way, or coming your way for Discord. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it or not, but I'm in the progress of building it up and just making a frame for it. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with it, but I'm likely going to limit it to subscribers more than anything. So you guys have that to look forward to. But it is not going to be a rushed thing. That is going to be something that's going to happen when I reach 50 followers, much like the other aspects that I'm looking forward to. But I digress. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. And I will see you guys in the next stream. Take care, everybody.